Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where I have to say I'm very pleased with the characterization in this game. Or I guess what I mean is I'm very pleased with the way this game has allowed us to characterize this detective. It is generally the case in video games that characters are like ridiculously hyper competent, and I really like the fact that we can just play a guy here who is a total mess, who is always on the verge of a breakdown, actually sometimes past the verge of a breakdown, because we've definitely had a breakdown or two just here in this yard in front of these children. But like, we're just kind of stumbling through and failing at stuff, and it sucks, and we're having the worst day of our lives, and it's really well reinforced not just by the text and the narrative, but also the mechanics. Like, I think they've really made a thing here. This game is really something. So, I was going to start this episode by going up to the roof and attempting that savoir-faire check again, but then I remembered that we should be able to actually get our ledger open. So let's try that first. I think that'd be a good place to start for today. And then we also have lots of other things to interact with, but I'm trying to stay on task here. I'm kind of hoping that when we get to our coat, we're going to find a wallet in it that has some money. Alright. 83% chance of success. We are good at getting things open. Alright, good. Wow, actually really good at it. Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee slowly, and the slides snap back into place. Should be possible to just, slide the drawer open, but some part of me really doesn't want to. Well, I'm definitely doing it. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open, and inside, 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Wow, this is a wild thing to think under any circumstances, but here especially it does seem like a bit of an overreaction. Maybe it'll make more sense once we've looked at what's on that postcard. Let's start with the ticket stubs, though. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to a zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra, and these let you go there, too. Okay, well that's interesting. Apparently we really wanted to see the aquarium. By the way, technically the correct plural of octopus is octopodes. That's a thing you will never ever need to know, but you might be able to, win a bar trivia question or something someday. Because it's Greek, it's not Latin, so it wouldn't be octopi. It's not worth knowing about. It's probably not even worth knowing. I almost want to click on this just because I'm curious if my brain will explain where this feeling is coming from. Let's pick up the card. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it first, I guess. It smells of chewing gum. Apricot flavored. Okay, that's not the first time we've heard that. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says Tutti Frutti. Okay. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card, looped round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There's care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is actually not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Yeah, I definitely have some association with this, right? Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter, so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Yep, I was about to say this is about to go to a very sad place, and part of my brain is thinking the same thing. I am just going to keep reading. I am choosing not to engage with this part of my brain. We're just going to keep reading. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon when I get off the 49 and walk back to you. Yet we're going to keep going. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Hey, we did have a question about the size of our soul earlier. I guess now we know. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. This is an easy success. Yeah, we are not going to faint. I am not going to faint in front of Kuno after everything. I have been made fun of by this child enough. To what? There's nothing. Detective, is everything all right? I guess we fall. I passed that check, too. Apparently, you know what? It's possible that there was a harder endurance check there, and it just doesn't show you the passive checks that you fail. But we have seen one fail before, right? My guess is I failed a check here, though. Well, that's not great. We don't really have a lot of time to be spending passed out. Hopefully that check on the roof is not going to be harder in the dark. Did I just get... This is not the title screen. Is this just like a late title card, or... Did I die? What happened here? I mean, that's a late-ass title card.
There is nothing.
Wait, did that actually... Okay, no, we're not back at the beginning. Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Alright, well, I guess I will elect to continue being passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness he's grasping for it, still trying to hold on to the great sorrow slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow, because it's always there.
My sense of smell is crying out to tell him.
Ah, yes, and in the olfactory system they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so, but as they say, what do you do?
What do I think happened here? I mean, the thought that we just got was called mourning. It's possible that this woman left us, possibly, on account of us doing lots of things to deserve that. Just a guess based on what we know about our character. But it's also possible that something more tragic happened. I don't know if that's more tragic. It's possible she died is the point I'm trying to make. That might honestly be the same amount of tragic. You know what? It smelled nice. We are going to hold positive memories of this woman. The fact that things go wrong eventually does not mean that the part before the going wrong is any less valuable to you.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Hey, where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Was that the X something? The
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No. Hold on. There was some positive stuff in here, man.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Yeah, that tends to be true. Alright, let's just lay here for a moment and enjoy all the dark.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
I really shouldn't have done this in the backyard. I'm never gonna live this down. What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Oh, where am I? In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin. Drink. Water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Yeah, I probably should. That's a good idea. The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts. Drink. He tilts the canister. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. You know, I'm actually more of a magnesium-based life form now. That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living. With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it. I mean, it's just water, who cares? So, what happened? Yeah, I should ask you the same. Well, you were reading your paperwork, and then you passed out. I carried you to my Kanema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to. Okay, so it sounds like I wasn't out very long. 10 minutes, maybe. So which version of this thing are we presenting to him? He knows that we don't know what happened in our past, so if I say this to him, maybe he'll understand, but also maybe he'll have a lot of very specific questions that, as much as I don't want to leave behind some happy memories of the past that are unfortunately behind some other less pleasant memories, I don't know if I want to go into detail with them about them with him. I was dehydrated. Won't happen again. Let's just not acknowledge this out loud, huh? Right. He hands you the waterlogged remains of your ledger. You drop this. Are you okay to proceed? Yeah, let's solve this case. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and as a tool equipped in your hand for skill bonuses. Okay. That's interesting. We've gained this idea of white mourning. We will lose some authority while we are researching it. You see yourself from above. You're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name. He still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red, which we just happen to have. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. I do sort of want to dig into this. I wonder if it's worth spending... Hold on, how do we unlock more thought slots? Unlock a new slot to research the thought. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this with our skill point. Maybe we should hold on, though. Let's go try the thing on the roof. And if we fail at that, we might want to spend our skill point upping our savoir-faire so we can attempt it again. And if we succeed at it, we'll come here and unlock a thing and maybe plug in one of these thoughts. Because I do want to continue building our thought cabinet. I also really love the idea of, like, literally constructing your character out of his memories and experiences. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in this game. +1 Inland Empire, +1 Empathy, -2 Authority, which would take our authority to 0-ish? Same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Yeah. Let's, I mean, we need empathy. Let's not think about this too hard for right now. Let's just get back to trying to get up on the roof. So there's an interesting story right there emerging, sort of a backstory thing about our character and why he might be choosing to try to get better at empathizing with people and understanding people after a life of presumably not doing a great job at that. Part of what I love about a role-playing game is the way you sort of build the character over time rather than showing up with a completed person. Alright, let's see if we can make this jump. I believe in me kind of some of the time. Not usually, it seems like, but right now, more than ever. Alright. A 72% check, backed by the physical instrument, We can do this. Go for the cloak. Jump over the ledge. Oh, thank God. I was so worried about seeing the red again. Alright, this is way too dramatic for what it's such a small... I could have just, like, climbed over there and... I don't know. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Do not close your eyes while doing this. Continue the voyage through the salty air. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline. I knew you could do it, the lieutenant exclaims. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now. With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in. Alright. Please tell me my wallet is in here. Okay, a patrol cloak that doesn't have any stat downsides. A police cloak made from heavy tarpaulin. It would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. The signature white rectangle of the RCM covers the garment's back. So, plus shivers, plus esprit de corps. I'm assuming it goes in this slot, so we would lose a point of suggestion, but we would also gain a point of half-light. I like suggestion. Shivers seems like one of those things where you don't know that you're missing the checks, though. Might be a good thing to have up. Let's go ahead and put it on. I went to all the trouble of getting it. Plus, this seems to be the way that we check the pockets of things. Come on, show me a thought? Nah, that's a shame. I was really hoping we were going to find a bunch of money in here. Okay, that's just collecting rainwater. Can we open this? Can I maybe unlock this door over here from the other side? Just so that we don't have to do this in this way again? Also, who knows? There might be interesting stuff in this building. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. I feel like a lot of the time those blue thoughts just tell us things that we definitely already had figured out. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. That's unfortunate. And someone has left the coffee machine on, which is to say probably they're nearby and will be back. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Every worker equals member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. Below the flyers, the union logo and demand democracy. Hold on, is there a medicine cabinet in here? There's definitely stuff for us to steal. It's alright, I'm allowed to steal it. I'm a cop. Sure, more magnesium. You can never have enough magnesium. So that's just the way back out. What is this? It's a time clock. Punch clock, rather. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike, use change. I don't need to use the phone, right? I don't think so. Yeah, we'll come back maybe, if we have reason to make a phone call. The door is locked and cannot be opened without a pass card. So you have no choice but to talk to the union leader. Not the answer I was hoping for. That's alright. Now that we've made the jump down, we can probably make it whenever we want. I hope. I guess it could be a real bummer if that's not the case and we failed it again on the next check. Well, we'll just have to do everything that we need to do over here before we go back. Weird moment for an autosave. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts, and also numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. Why, that's the best kind of Pilsner, I assume. This is the Night Watchman's booth. The name on the door reads René Arnoux. Ah, so this is where René works. I'm gonna look around. If you must. The lieutenant looks around. But please, hurry. We're pretty easy to spot up here. Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There is a framed photograph on the table. Well, I don't want to take the picture, but I do want to look... Okay, we'll take the picture and we'll just put it back. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories. Why did you take that picture of Renee? The lieutenant asks, glancing at the photo. I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence. That's why I'm always stealing everything. Fine, he nods. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here. Can I put the photo back? I don't feel like I should have this. I just wanted to look at it. Nope, I cannot, in fact, put the photo back. Well, now I feel bad. It's super weird that it's not an option to just look at it, right? All around you, great machines in quiescence. A composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. White pine trees are printed onto the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Sort of. And it's impressionistic, that's all. Can we make it up there? What is this button? A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Alimer and Etendre are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Okay, on and off, sure. Do I want to touch this? Hold on. Let me look around a little bit more. I want to have a better idea of what that does before I mess with it too much. Okay, well, we have lots of recovery items. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Valsund. Means Whale Fjord in Arden. Oh, cool. Not, like, directly relevant to anything we're doing here, but interesting, I guess. Alright, let's go back down to that button. It doesn't look like we're going to get a lot more information about what's going to happen here. I'm going to touch it. We're just gonna mess with it a little bit. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. Seems like maybe I shouldn't have done that. It doesn't sound like that was supposed to move. Okay, well, if we can get into the container, this is good. We can look for more quote-unquote evidence. Boy, this is a long process. And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, oh, is that what that was? The crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Its purpose? What do you mean? Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest. I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, he looks at the crate, except for seeing the crane in action, which, I admit, was satisfying. Let's just not touch it again? I'm a little worried that in theory, pressing the off button shouldn't do anything, but I'm a little worried that if I press it, I'll screw everything up. Can we get in here? Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard. Kim, I think there's something about this container. The lieutenant sighs. Is this like your thing with that wall again? Hey, my thing with that wall was correct. I mean, you don't know that yet. Just trust me on this. Maybe? I can't tell. We should investigate further. You do? Because I don't. What? Why not? There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? I don't know, Kim. It just feels special. It's a cargo container, Detective. Just like all the others. He doesn't even look at it. We're not here to interact with containers. We're here to get the body down from the tree. Yeah, I'm definitely going to just open the door, though. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Well, I'm sure if I knock on them, that'll solve the problem. Remarkably, no reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. And yet, we're definitely still going to try to get in here. Well, I guess there's nothing more I can do with it for now. It's certainly weird. Alright. Actually, I should check. Is there anywhere else up here that we can get to? Can I get inside the harbor area from here? The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. Great machines are sleeping. This is a thing we already knew. The speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. I Yeah, okay, below. We should probably go back. What are the odds that we're going to find... I guess we could maybe discover something that would help with Joyce's job here. Industrial-sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. Ooh. Ooh, a box that might contain things like these FALN Ultra Series gloves. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. It shouldn't. That's a bad sign for your blood. So what are... These are giving me interfacing right now. Do I need more interfacing? I feel like I'm already pretty good at interfacing. I know we've failed an important check or two, but I think I'm going to swap these gloves out. Plus, these ones match my pants better. Do I want to put the gloves on? Or the glasses? Do I require additional drama? Or sorry, am I afraid of losing drama? I think the answer is yes. We're also pretty good at visual calculus, I think, so I'll just leave them. The idea that I would sell the photo just seems very petty. Alright, let's keep going here. Yeah, if we can find something out about the whole drug trade, maybe we can go back to Joyce and get paid. I would love to get paid. Or to just steal enough to pay off my debt, either way. Coffee in the giant thermoses is still lukewarm. Sounds like somebody's typing. Yep, that would be that person. A stair made of pallets leading up. This is a weird little area that it seems like is very difficult to get to in a legitimate way. There's a swordfish on the wall. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Oh, yeah. That was kind of covered up by the notification that we were allowed to click on it. Hey, you. Don't look directly at me. Oh, hey, this is Everard Clare. Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled. Hey, are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his giant desk. That chair's not that tiny.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debargeurs Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Sounds pretty serious. He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair. Oh good, how kind of you. Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Just filter it out. Is taking a seat here being like... Am I being pushed around? Is he going to respect me more if I refuse to sit? If I refuse to sit, it certainly sends a more like standoffish vibe. Is that what I want? We're going to ask this guy for a favor, right? Kim seemed to think this was the dude we needed to talk to about getting the body down, and also that this was a dude who was definitely involved in putting the body there in the first place. So maybe I do want to be a little adversarial with him. Hey, I don't sit. That's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions, one of which is that I will not engage any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
He turns back to his typewriter. He sure is pulling rank on me here. You're no titan of volition, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave. Oh, if I had more volition, maybe I could, like, press him harder while continuing to stand. Fine, I will sit down.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. And then I wink back at him in an attempt to make him very uncomfortable.
So tell me, how can the head of the Dazed Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside to the point where I am nearly dead. I'm just going to go ahead and dose up real fast while we're talking. Hope you don't mind.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. Pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically
It
huge.
should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again. I mean, we're taking it, right? This seems like an easy thing to do. Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money, and you need it. 25? That's not enough to patch over my... well, I think we definitely take it. We should not tell him to shove it up his ass. I need money. And listen, I didn't agree to anything in exchange for this. I don't owe him anything. It's a gift. I like to accept gifts. Thank you.
Don't mention it, but also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
That's good, because I already don't know what we're talking about anymore. He's not, but yeah, I don't care.
I'd like
I
to
don't
set
feel like
your
I owe
mind
him.
at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun. Lost gun. Lost gun.
It's not good that this guy knows that we lost our gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. That was a success, huh? What happens if you fail that? I'm just gonna go ahead and, When he said, don't worry, he actually meant be very worried. Yes, thank you, sense of drama. I had gathered that. Well, I would appreciate any help you could provide. I'm being very professional right now.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Well, don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
It doesn't feel like everything's going to be alright, though.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
So he definitely has it, right? It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Why is me having taken the check reducing my composure? That's absurd. I just robbed this dude, basically. Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
If I click this again, is it just going to do the same thing?
Officer,
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Okay, well, this is the part where we just roll the hard 12. Ah, that's actually a pretty good roll, too. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. Yeah, so what? Men can cry too, and that's a sad thing when a child shoots themselves with the gun of a deeply incompetent police officer. You want to cry? God, you're weak. Whatever you do, don't cry. You'll think you're disgusting. My sense of composure has some real toxic masculinity bullshit going on.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Yeah, you're just now noticing that? What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill. Why don't you just snort something real fast?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Do I want to just slide out of this chair and make it look like I'm having some kind of medical episode? Is he going to respond to that in a way that is helpful to us? Probably not, right? There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Constantly, but also very slowly. Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throwing motion? Like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois. That's not right, though. I know that, okay. Is this a attack that we want to take? You just accuse him of being Mr. Dubois? You're the one who lost the gun. Or we could just keep sliding slowly out of the chair. While making a Wizard of Oz reference, perhaps. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. I think what we're going to do here is just tip right over the edge of freaking out once more.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Alright, quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It's about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity. Let's not get too obsessed with dignity. I don't think that's going to end well for anybody. Where do we want to start here? I mean, we know why he called us Mr. Dubois. It's because we told him that our name is Mr. Dubois. In the past, sometime previous. But if I pursue this, maybe he'll tell me a little bit more about, like, what happened prior to me having my freak out. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Well, of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. Well, that's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry. So that's really my name? My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? He shrugs with an amazed expression. What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that, he looks at you, are very low. It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first. I think we are way past that point. Yeah, my memory's fine. I'm just testing you. So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. He pats the brown folder in front of him. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder. Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter, no harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it. Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents? The lieutenant inspects Everett over his spectacles. Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? His eyes never leave yours. Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. Alright, don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Let's do some probing first. Where did you get that folder? Ah, this. He closes the folder. My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry. This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt. Yes, thank you, rhetoric. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? Well, I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. He turns back to you. Please continue, Harry. So our drama check, this is a pretty easy drama check. Alright, let's get this straight. What's my full name? I'm just testing you, obviously. It's Harry. He glances at the folder. Harry Dubois. You don't feel like either one of these things. You know what your name is. You have a sophisticated name, like that of a count, or a beautiful man. That's not my name. My name is Raphael Cousteau. Fine, Harry. He waves you off. You can even be Harry Raphael Dubois de Cousteau, or whatever you choose to be. The lieutenant covers his face and sighs audibly. Hey, you're screwing up my investigation, Kim. Could you be cool for 10 seconds? Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. He frowns at Kim. I, however, wish to help you any way I can. Yeah, what kind of cop does it say I am? Well, Harry, he turns a couple of pages in the folder. If I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. What? I'm not apologetic. I'm confident. We have not really been that thing. But I'm going to act like it with him. Well, you sure come off as very confident in all our interactions, Harry. He chuckles. You're a real man's man. Okay, do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids or... Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? No, definitely not. Never mind the family. Family, Harry, he glances lovingly at the framed photo in front of him, is the most important thing in the world. We need to make a move here on this folder. Oh, you're kidding me. All we needed was a 5, I'm pretty sure. Everett's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry. Well, hey, I've got nothing to hide. Maybe. I've got nothing that I would know to hide. That's sort of the same thing. Oh, Harry. He peeks into the folder, as if it's hard to turn away from the mysteries inside. Oh, wow. This is really something. I'm sure it's not that bad, the lieutenant whispers. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that. So how about it, Harry? He leans back in the chair. You need assistance, I presume? Yeah, let's talk about that. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Yeah, I wanted to, let's talk about the body. Do you help me get a dead body down from a tree? You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria. Oh my, he smiles pleasantly. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter? Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel, reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. I'm just gonna... No, actually, let's implore him. Maybe he has a sense of common decency. He doesn't, but I want him to think I do. You're a community leader. Help your community out. I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. He licks his fat lips and smiles. But, of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. He picks up the handset of a radiophone to his right, then clicks a button. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. Oh man, it's that guy? That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. He hangs up and turns back to you. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He turns back to you. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy. Yeah, he's a real winner. Let's talk about the actual hanging, though. Oh, of course, that's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez, he nods. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, like I'm helping you with the body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand, you need to interview me. Okay, and I sense there's a but coming. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good, the lieutenant says with a slow nod. Let's do that. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly, he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. I'd say that's a fair description of me. Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines? Oh yeah, I've opened a few doors in my life. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. He chuckles. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it. That's a thing people often say about things that aren't shady. Okay, why don't you just open this door yourself? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. He slams his fists together. You look like you could run around all day. Hey, that's true, I have been running around all day. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. He turns back to you. So, what will it be, Harry? Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. What do you mean by a weasel? A loud, blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over, so I can discuss business with you. He puts his glasses back on. We should arrest this dude, right? No, probably that just gets us killed, honestly. Yeah, I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Harry, my dear friend, he sinks deeper into the chair. I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Well, telling him I'm going to do it for him is not the same thing as doing it for him, right? We can tell him we have a deal. Or I guess we could, if I tell him we have a deal though, there's no way he's going to let me know anything without me actually doing this for him. If I tell him I'm not willing to do this, maybe he will try to extract some other price from us. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that me doing this is going to get somebody, at the very least, beaten all to hell, and I don't really want to be responsible for that. I can't accept this. Oh, of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever find your gun. Ever worse, we won't be able to speak like equals about the murder. Well, perhaps this was just bad timing for you. Know that you can always come back to me. I really hope you do. He winks at you. For your sake, my sake, and for your gun's sake, too. The lieutenant sighs. Yes, we both understand what you meant. This may be the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later. Man, even my cop sense is telling me to get involved in this thing that's definitely obviously bad news. Alright, what else? I'm told the Union is involved in the local drug trade. I mean, obviously he's going to deny, but maybe we can catch him in something. What? He smacks his head, completely flabbergasted. Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly. That's remarkable that appears sincere. It didn't feel sincere when I was saying it. Are you actually investigating this? That's interesting. Does it help us to try to convince him that I'm not? How would that assist us here? Now that I've brought it up, he's going to be wary of us no matter what. If I tell him I am investigating it, he might want to try to buy us off. But if I tell him I'm not investigating it, I don't know that it helps us to say that we're not investigating it at this point. I'm just going to tell him I am. The man rubs his temple and closes his eyes in pain. You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But, you know what? He perks up. I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again because you don't want to wound me. So, do what you want, and let's change the subject. He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy. Thank you for understanding. The lieutenant looks him in the eye. We will continue to do what we must. You too, Lieutenant. Ha. He chuckles suddenly. You know, I like you, but you were never my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I am Team Harry. None taken, the man quickly replies, and then turns to you. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry? I really wish you guys would refer to me by my proper name. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? Your office is in a very strange place. Harry, he says almost gently, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age. A man my age? What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. Or... What do we gonna say here? My body's gonna break down any moment now, man. You know, I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Yes, Harry, you are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems weird that he knew we made the jump when that happened, like, seconds ago, and in theory, like, who would care? Alright, let's talk about this gun a little bit. It seems like you maybe know a thing about my gun. Yes, your lost gun. His face turned serious. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. He winks at you. It's just a matter of time and effort. The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage? Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it. Do we tell him we won't be blackmailed? I'm sure he'll just play this off. He'll be like, oh, of course, I would never think of blackmailing you. Anyway, everything I said is still true. I could tell him that I don't care about the gun. The odds of him believing that, I think, are basically 0. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think any of these responses are going to help us in any way. Sorry, does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? Let's get him admitting to crime out loud. Maybe that'll help. Damn it, Harry, that's exactly what it means. He turns to the lieutenant. I'm only kidding, of course. Of course, the lieutenant replies dryly. I understand. We help you, you help us. Hey, what's in that container that's outside your office? My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Yeah, but there's something special about it. It was attached to the Cavalcent crane. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch, he says with the fondest of smiles. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. Smooth-talking? Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it. Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't even be the weirdest thing that's happened so far. I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals. Oh, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. His smile widens. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree, and with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. Why haven't you let her in to see you? Well, if she actually wants to see me, she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's simple as that. Well, yes, I know. It's weird that that's a volition check, though. Alright, let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this, he makes an all-encompassing gesture, is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. He looks around. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. I got kind of a weird brain sometimes. Do we tell him that we'll open the door for him? Do we work for this guy who is definitely a criminal? I do want my gun back. I also just kind of want to see things happen. I'm just very curious about what's going on here in Revachol. You know what? Everett, I'm gonna leave right now. We might talk again later. Maybe. Wait. He reaches into his drawer and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Oh yeah, great, thanks. Wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry. Okay, well that was not a total bust then. We did end up losing a lot of morale and health. That's a very serious chair that he had us sitting in. This 20 by 50 centimeter check looks like it's meant to be handed over ceremoniously on a gala-like event. It supposedly exchanges for 25 real at your local Fritz store. Below the number, a careful hand has written the words, Constable's rent, all of it. Note, worthless in a pawn shop. Well, that's not enough money to cover all the damages, sadly. It looks like I cannot maneuver around behind him, even though that looks like it should be navigable back there. Presumably he would stop us, you know. Okay, well that was very interesting. We're probably going to end up doing that thing for him, but I'm going to let him sweat for a little while, thinking I'm not going to do it. He's not going to sweat at all. He doesn't care. So where would we go now? You know what? We do have, we had a lead. We had some kind of lead that required us to make a call on the radio, didn't we? Oh, also I do need to just, like, talk to Kim about the case. Ask around about the tattoos? Sure, that's a thing we could do. We'll worry about the feet later. This is it. This is what I was thinking. Run the number on the victim's armor. Wait, who's that guy? The banner sags under the weight of rain and snow. White waves on red. Soon, oh soon, the green is gone and everything is red. There, I sang.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
That's not a great song. The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubi Sunt, on Mundi. That's weird. Why is there a sick in a thought that I'm having?
Container, container, used to be Walpines. Container, container, now belongs to Everett.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you, even though he's looking directly at me, and he's also definitely not working. Hey there!
Everett, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kinda makes you feel like an asshole for no apparent
I
reason.
see you're not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
Shadow passes over his kind face. What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
Oh no, I'm definitely a union man. Check it out, I have a union card. What are you doing with the containers there? Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am, yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. He waves at the containers towering behind him. Well, we have a very easy logic check here. Almost unfailable. So let's see if we fail it. The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountain rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outward from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers. This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Yes, they're hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the DeBarter's Union logo on them. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? No, not really. He shrugs and continues merrily. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone. Yeah, I bet you do. So what is underneath these red covers? Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think. Ah, thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful. Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all, the little guy affirms merrily. We need to get an idea of what kind of chemicals those are, I think. Hey, what's in that container over there? Pointing at the one that used to be suspended from the crane arm. Oh, that one. He looks at the container. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Told you. Okay, Kim. Where is everyone? The harbor's empty. I mean, we know why, but... Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates keeping the scabs from coming in. He leans in with a confidential look. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now. So, no one is working. Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everett is in his office, where he always is, and Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. He pauses to think. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble, and Everett sent them on a nice vacation, for a week or so. He stops, but seems eager to tell you more. Ah, what kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into? Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. He smiles and leans closer. Him and his boys stirred something up in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take time off. But what did they actually do, I wonder? I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know? Another chuckle. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school. Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the Hardys. He looks to you for assistance. Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better just go with the flow. Yeah, I am wondering if he's all the way there. Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into. We'll come back to the other question. Oh, I remember I was the runt of the class, he laughs merrily. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day, flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. He chuckles again. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here. The little guy starts coughing. So you work here? Oh, yes, everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way, Leonard Bellick, but everyone calls me Leo. The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. He chuckles. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady. A good-hearted chuckle again. Who is this Miss Beaufort? The lieutenant looks up at Leo. A real pretty lady with a skin like those dew and sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. You know, I think you're doing a great job around here, Leo. Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo. The lieutenant smiles at the little man. Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. You didn't think it was possible, but the smile becomes even wider. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here, but you guys are all right. The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day. So we could pursue trying to ask him what happened with those guys who got rowdy. The fact that these paths are darkened, I've been taking to mean that there's no new information down them, but maybe that's not actually the case. So was it this one? Most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. On a strike, no one's working. Okay, let's try this again. So I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take time off. Do we want to say this and then probe him further there, or do we want to just ask him this straight up? I guess let's go this way. Really? Did they kill someone? No, I don't think they killed anyone. The little guy shies away from you. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking. And he probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him? Why, but he could have seen it, right? Hey, you're Ubi, right? Oh, yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then, too old to lose my accent. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. I'm going to try one more time here. What kind of trouble did Titus and his friends get into? What did they actually do? And then... Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and words are spewing forth. Words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a priced fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just go ahead and cut in there with your questions. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I mean, that's what our rhetoric was telling us was going to happen, but... I had hope. Well, I don't know that that was very helpful, unfortunately. We have made some progress, though. We've learned some things, we've passed some checks, we've had another public breakdown, which is always a good time, but I think that is probably where we're going to have to stop for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Slowly, bit by bit, we get closer to having some kind of idea of what happened here. Come back tomorrow, next time, for another couple of inches forward, and we'll see you then.